What's up, you guys? Good morning, good evening, whatever applies to you. Hope you're staying safe. And today, I'm gonna deliver you guys the 6th video of the 8 video series where I talk about my addiction with pornography and my story with pornography, right? So today, I'm gonna talk to you guys about what was going on in my life at the time that I started the recovery. The ray of light, so to speak. And also my realization of what was going on in my life and what needed fixing in my life, because that was some dark period of my life, right? So today I'm going to talk about those things as well as the sort of things that led me to this recovery, right? So as you guys know, I've been in this dark path for a very long time. That path made me do some messed up things. And by the way, I'm not blaming anything else but myself, right? I was the one who chose. I was the one who chose to deal with this in a certain action plan, if you will. So I take full responsibility for that, and I wanna share with you guys a little bit of that story today, right? The specific bit where I talk about what went through my life at that time, like I mentioned. So just sit back and don't popcorn and sit tight and watch the show. And by the way, I don't have anything on the whiteboard because I don't want anything to be on the whiteboard. I'd much rather mix this thing up and just talk with my heart, so to speak, rather than just go through a slide and describe that. So enjoy the video, or at least you will find this relatable to some degree. So yeah, moving on to the story, the actual story, right? At this time, I was in a place where I skipped out on family gatherings, like spiritual rituals at the temple, or anything really, like even lectures and things like that, like things that are really important for me, like job interviews, lectures, and anything really, anything that I can like get myself to skip out on, which was almost anything in my life at the time. I got myself to skip out on those things just to go into that dark corner of my room and basically train my grip and wrists. So it was really tough. It was really a dark period of my life, right? So I was going through that period, and my mental health got more and more declined as the time went on. And it's like I got to a point where it was nothing positive in my life. My mental health declined, my physical health even that declined. It was proper bad, right? So I had all these insecurities. My confidence was crushed. All those things just for me to continue on this habit or this addiction, right? So I started watching porn, even when everyone's at house, right? Everyone's at house right in the middle of the fucking living room. So that's how bad it was. And I know I'm not the only one, right? I know for a fact that there are thousands upon thousands of people out there just like me. So mind you, my family is like really conservative and seriously Buddhist. So we have this statue of Lord Buddha right right in our living room. So it's like all sorts of like disgusting stuff all together, all sorts of risks. And as disgusting as this sounds, I actually at the very late stages of my addiction, I even started watching porn at public spaces really. So it was that bad, right? So it was as bad as it gets. So I was at that position, I was at that situation, and also I was like, I knew that this was bad, right? So that stressed me the hell out. uh, I knew that this was bad. I knew that this was a compulsive behavior, but I did not have the drive. I did not have the purpose to stop it. So I kept on and on and on. This vicious cycle continued on and on and on. And uh, I really was at a position where I was like, I was going to sleep hoping that day to be the last day of my life, and always waking up with the utter disappointment of that not being the last day of my life. So that's how bad it was, right? That's how bad it was, and that could happen to anyone. And even worse things can happen to anyone. I'm not the one who had it the worst. So this cycle went on and on until one day it just, out of nowhere, it just clicked in me, right? Pardon, excuse the dog barking outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but anyway. So it went on and on until I came to that realization. It was like this, out of nowhere it just clicked in me, and I was like, yeah, this is how I should do it. This is how I should initiate this process, right? So I wake up with a vague idea, like a rough idea of how to go on about things. So I figured that I needed an accountability partner, so to speak. And so right then and there I messaged my best friend saying that, like, we really need to talk. And I talked to her. She's like incredibly understanding. She's always been there for me in the darkest times. So that's a person that I can really deeply trust in these kind of scenarios, right? So I talked to her and told her, basically everything about this, and she was listening through all that. So I was doing that, and then I made the promise to her that, I will stop this. I will never go back to this. So right then and there I felt the drive, the motivation to really pursue this, right? Because I talk the talk. I felt like now I have to walk the walk as I talk the talk, right? So that's the basic initiative of this, right? Now you would say, now you might think like, now he is actually, he has gotten a hang of it right away. If you think that, you would be dead wrong. I mean, I had the drive, I had the need to stop this, but up until a couple of, like, maybe 6-7 relapses more, like, relapses within like a couple of weeks, like 6-7 relapses within a couple of weeks, up until I finally got a hang of it and ran along with it. And that didn't happen until I saw this one specific post on Facebook, right? So that was made by another vegan, by the way. So a fellow vegan of mine. So like, I've seen this, and that was like the last piece of that jigsaw, so to speak. I'm like, I got, all of a sudden I got real serious about this, right? So me being that serious about this ignited a passion inside me, ignited the purpose inside me, and I just ran for it. I just went for it, and that is a part of the reason why I made this channel, because I want to share this message with everyone, and just give people an inspiration to start, like a starting point to start. That's why I need you guys to share this everywhere, right? I need your support to get this message through, just so I can help more and more people out, right? So make sure you do that because of that reason. Now here's what I need you guys to understand, right? I did not pray for a higher power to do that. Right? I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't work whatsoever, right? It didn't work for me, and I'm a Buddhist, so I'm a firm believer in putting in the effort, putting in the actual effort. I'm not the guy who is believing in something like you can do whatever you want, you can do whatever the bad deed, the sin you want, and just be like on your knees and be like this, pray for it, pray for forgiveness, and it will go away. I'm not a believer of that. So I just went away and put in the work. Again, I'm not saying that believing in such thing doesn't work. It didn't work for me. So I went away and went ahead and put in the actual effort, right? So at that time, there's a few things that I want to mention at that time. Uh, and even to this day, my bestie is one of the few people that I never want to disappoint, right? So that there was that, and also she was the only person that I could have sort of talked about this at that time. So I went ahead and did that. So right then and there, I have an accountability partner, and she herself is someone who is believing in God. So we get along real well. So I'm not saying that I hate that idea. It just doesn't work for me. Anyway, so it's like I went ahead and started my recovery journey that day. After that promise, and after those couple of relapses, I started my recovery journey, and I started my recovery journey with a solid, with the right foot, so to speak. And when I was recovering, long, you know, not long after that, I started sharing my story on social media, things like that, and then not long after that, I not that long after that, I started this YouTube channel, and I'm sharing this story with you guys, right? I think that's what needs to happen. Like more and more people should start their recoveries and share their stories on social media and on YouTube and things like that, right? And also, here's another thing that I want to mention, right? I'm eternally grateful for the people who have genuinely supported me in this journey. I was not all alone in this journey. Although I was the center of this journey, I was the one who had to put in the work in this journey. There were people who helped me out a lot, right? So most of these people are not the people I've even met in real life, right? The people that watched me grow up, the people that were with me, that the people that were my people, really, the people that were bonded by blood, so to speak. These people have just stabbed me in the back, spread gossips about me, all these sorts of things, right? All these sorts of negative things. They've done everything. Like they actively put in effort to tear me down. While these people who I've never even met have done some magical fucking things for me, and I'm eternally grateful for that. Right? I just want you to know that I'm eternally grateful for that. Like you guys have been there for me, and yeah, it's a nice feeling, And I ain't gonna mention no names here, and I'm not mad at anyone. I'm not mad at anyone because life is too short for hatred, right? So I am genuinely not mad at anyone. I just wanted to get this out of my chest, and look, here's the thing. We all need that sweet understanding person in our lives that can initiate this process, that can act as that accountability partner in your life, right? And also that's that's a part of the journey, but the most important piece of this puzzle is you. What you are actively doing to better your situation, what you are actively doing to rewire your brain back to normal, just so you can get rid of this addiction, get rid of that dark side, and move on with all the positivity that you can possibly imagine. And trust me, you don't even know this feeling. You don't know how it feels. You don't know what it feels like until you've actually done it. So you need that support, that external support, but also you're gonna have to put in work, right? You can't just pray your way out of an addiction. You can't just you know, manifest it out of your addiction. You know, you can't do any of that. All you can do is just putting in effort physically in order to get rid of an addiction. So make sure you do that, and all the other, you know, nuts and bolts can help you out quite a bit, right? The community that I surrounded myself with at this time, they helped me out a lot, right? The people I chose to hang out with, the people I chose to communicate with, these people helped me out like tremendously. So I'm not, you know, I'm not downplaying the importance of the community, the society that you are surrounding yourself with, but the most important part is always you. So make sure you put in that effort, right? So, like, you know, you might not be like fortunate enough to have that person in your life, you know, have that person that you can talk to in this situation. So that's why I leave my social media down below. Just please reach out to me, message me, you know, message me, and we can set up a conversation. We can set up a time to converse with each other. And you know, as busy as I am, I will make it work for you, right? Just so I can help another person, right? So make sure you do that. I just want to help people out with my social media and things like that. So make sure you do that. And you know, another thing that I want to mention is that in this journey, you know, there will be bumps, there will be temptations, right? So the important thing is how you maintain those things, how you face those things, and how you overcome those things, right? There's gonna be temptations, and I still have temptations. I'm not saying it's perfect, you know, it's a constant struggle from time to time. But now I have the proper tools to deal with that. I no longer go down that dark pathway, right? I'm no longer doing that. I have the proper tools to deal with these things. So I highly encourage you to have those tools in your life. And with that all being said, you know, I'm gonna end the video here. And you know, all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, share, subscribe, I don't have to always mention these things, you know. And I'm gonna end the video right here. Until next time, I'm High Value Guy, and may the Triple Gem bless you.